Hello, 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 and welcome to the live. I am LadyRo, and welcome to Lady Ro's Queendom. We are down here today to talk about the Married to Medicine review. Married to Medicine came on last night. Y'all, it was a good episode. I got me a good kiki out of it. In fact, I watched it again this morning amidst doing 20 different things in my home on my day off. But I watched it again and got me another good laugh. When I tell you I have laughed, I laughed my butt off. But we're gonna get on down here and we're gonna talk about it. The title of let's go ahead and do some pleasantries. I'm sorry. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I am here for all of the new subscribers I have. Thank you so much for helping me reach goals. And please, if you know someone who may be interested in good reality TV reviews, please recommend my channel to them and subscribe. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I love to go back and forth with communication in the chat box. Because trust me, I see everything you post in there. Fair use disclaimer: some material in this video used under U.S. Copyright Fair Use Section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. Today, we're just going to have a little fun and laugh and talk about the Married to Medicine episode last night. I thought, again, it was hilarious to me. All views expressed in this live, they are alleged. They are allegedly. They're in my opinion, and they're all for entertainment purposes. All of this is for entertainment purposes only. Child, we just down here to have us a good little kiki and talk about the episode from last night. Again, I thought it was a great episode. It was hilarious. There were some parts that kind of made me cringy, but otherwise it was a good episode. Um, what the episode was Married to Medicine, season number 12. And I want to say I have this all backwards. I didn't put down what episode this is. I want to say it was episode 11. I believe that's what it was. Let me make sure. Did y'all watch the episode last night? And I hope y'all did because it was funny. It was hilarious. Um, it was a hilarious episode. I really enjoyed watching it because when I tell you I got me a good old laugh, it was season 12, episode number, and I would push the wrong button. I want to say episode number 10, but I don't know if that sounds right. It was episode number 10. It was called the Med Gala Payback. Baby, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Hey, that's me, AD. Thanks for joining. Hey, Pretty Riri Speaks. Good afternoon. Thanks for coming into the live. The episode, when I say was funny, it was some really, really funny parts of this episode that showed up last night. Again, it was called Med Gala Payback, and baby, it was a payback. So the episode opens up with the ladies are still in Miramar, Florida, on their cast trip, and they're getting ready to go to a cruise, a sunset cruise on a yacht. They show the ladies loading up in the car. One car had loading up in the car. Contestant says that Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavily have called it a truth-ish, is what she said. They show contestant Angel, Quad, and Simone, Dr. Heavenly all in one car. And then Jackie, Brandy, Dr. Jackie, Brandy, Toya, and Dr. Mimi in another car. Brandy asked, what kind of boat do you think they'll have us in? And Jackie said, child, we've been in all kinds. And I have to agree, they have been in all kinds of boats. They show a montage of Toya complaining about several of the boats they've ridden on in the past episodes and seasons. Toya says the less expectations you have, the more pleased you are when it comes down to these boats. And so contestant shows them the first boat when they arrive. They walk up. She goes, this is the boat we're going to be getting on. Y'all, it was a little bitty boat. Probably couldn't but 4 or 5 people fit on it. And the lady said, this is a tugboat. Contestant says, I'm just joking. And she takes him around to a beautiful yacht called the Solway Luna. And a gentleman's out there to welcome them on the boat. His name is Captain Morgan. He greets the ladies and welcomes them aboard. Toya goes straight to the bar, and she tells them she's already made her own drink because she didn't know what the bar would look like. So the bartender's like, like, what did you make? And she said something about some tequila and some rose. I forgot what she mixed it, but she had made her own little drink. And I thought to myself, how inappropriate would that be that you went to the bartenders, which they're there to serve, and tell them that, child. But that's neither here nor there. We know that Toya is always being inappropriate. Toya says she won't be drinking any vodka because vodka makes her act a little loony, and it shows her falling off of one of the boats that they had been in the past after drinking vodka. We pan over to the gentlemen. The men go out to throw darts. They meet up to throw darts, to enjoy each other's company, I guess, and they have dinner. We see Dr. Scott comes in with Curtis. Curtis is kind of leading him around, and he has on sunglasses. Scott tells us he's been dealing with glaucoma for the last 7 years. This actually explains why when Contessa was packing her bags 2 episodes ago to go on the trip to Florida, he had on sunglasses. I kept thinking, why is this man sitting on his bed with sunglasses on? Maybe he just wants to be cool. But he has glaucoma. He apparently had already had the surgery and was protecting his vision. He said he had a procedure because he was losing his peripheral vision. And Contessa and Scott they go into the confessional, and they call Curtis the big red dog because he was assisting Dr. Scott. Dr. Eugene and Toya sit in the confessional, and they said there are a couple of things on a doctor's body that you don't want messed up. And well, Eugene actually said that. And Eugene said that one of them is your hands and the other one is your eyesight, because you need your hands and your eyesight to be a good doctor. And Toya says, and your penis. And Eugene says, what does that have to do with being a doctor? And she says it's because, they say if you have sex before work, it makes you a better doctor. And he just shakes his head. And I said to myself, Toya, why are you like this? Why are you like this? And Toya said, you're supposed to be like, yeah. She's telling him he's supposed to respond to her like, yeah, that's a good thing. Girl, he was embarrassed. And I said, Toya, why are you like this? Eugene just says, okay. They move on. They show Dr. Scott talking trash and throwing darts with his vision being bad, but he was actually getting closer to the target than any of the guys were. For his vision to be bad, I said he's doing pretty good. Pretty good, I might add. Curtis said, we cannot let the blind man win. Eugene asked Scott and Contessa, Eugene asked Scott, with Contessa being gone, who's taking care of him at the house since, he had the procedure and he was having issues with his eyes. And he said that, luckily they have teenagers and the teenagers help out a lot. And then they use ride share in the process. Eugene looks at Steve and Shamar, and he says, you all have the youngest children. How's it going for you guys? And Steve is kind of, he doesn't say anything for a second. Then he responds with, man, I am going through it. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm getting my butt kicked. And he said it was the roughest between being a parent and trying to manage the practice that he and Dr. Simone have. I mean, Dr. Mimi, I'm sorry. He manages her practice, and I believe they have several other doctors there. He said when Mimi gets back, he's going to take him a trip somewhere. And Curtis says, oh, yeah, we know where you're going to go. And Steve, he says, where am I going to go? And Curtis says, the Louis Vuitton store. And they all laugh. Looks like he enjoys shopping. We see him. Normally he has on Louis Vuitton the majority of the time that we see him. He normally has on some type of Louis. They go over to King. And Eugene asked King, he said, so 15 times a week, you're down some, ain't you? And King says, oh, I'm getting a break. And then he talks about they reduce the amount of times they have sex because of hormones and all the process of IVF. And The guy said, "Welcome to the real world." Steve asked about the IVF journey to King, and King says that they're waiting on the results. He says in his confessional that he doesn't want to share the results of their IVF journey until Quad is ready to share it. King said the Quad is a lot more fragile now. And I can believe that. I can really believe that. Yeah, poor Steve. He's a good daddy, but child, he said them kids was taking him through there. I thought that was hilarious. We returned to the Sunset Cruise, and Contessa's talking about that she thinks that they have bonded. And Dr. Heavenly goes over to Dr. Simone, gives her a big hug, and seals her with a kiss. I thought that was funny, honey. She almost got the girl on the lips. Now we're gonna have to watch out these girls. Now what y'all doing? Get it together. Um, you don't be kissing people in their lips, and then you got to kiss somebody else. So just watch it. You put your lips, honey. Dr. Simone said she wasn't happy with the kiss, and you know what I'm talking about? It's pretty really keep your lips to yourself, honey. Kiss me on my cheek and move on about your life. Dr. Simone said she wasn't happy with the kiss. Simone said she was gonna ride with this bullshit until the wheels fall off this bitch. Those were her exact words. I wrote it down verbatim. She was gonna ride this bullshit until the wheels fall off this shit. Child, I don't even know what that means. Simone says a kiss isn't going to remove all the damage that is done. I don't know what damage is done because, girl, you seem to be doing fine to me. I put in my notes, girl, shut up. Simone said, still with the kiss, that their friendship was over. Girl, the friendship, if it's going to be over, let it be over. We don't even want to talk about it no more. Quad asked if they could dance tonight, and we see an aerial view of the yacht, and the ladies are dancing. I thought that was a really cute shot. They show Angel dancing, and Dr. Heavily in her confessional saying, what do we not know about Angel? What is it that, she not telling us? Because baby, she gets down with the get down. And we see Angel, baby, she got some good knees. She got the Meg the Stallion knees, baby. And she said, where did Angel learn all these dances? Has Angel been angelic? I thought that was hilarious when she said that. And I said, this is the light shade that we enjoy. We don't enjoy that heavy stuff. We enjoy the light shade. Hey, blessed by God. Thanks for joining the live. We enjoy that really, really light shade. Curtis, like, pan back over to the guys, and Curtis says, what do you think the ladies are up to right now? And Eugene responds, fussing. Dr. Damon says, maybe. King said he went by Quad's house while she was packing, and she was giving him the rundown. And I put in quotations, now, boy, you being messy. I said ninja, but I replaced it with boy. Now, boy, you being messy. King says, all the ladies have some problem with Toya. And Eugene points to himself and says, my wife? Now, Ninja, why are you surprised? Now, tell us this. Why are you surprised that the women are having issues with your wife? Your wife starts all the drama. This is the drama starter. Child. Eugene is oblivious to life. Anyway, King says he tried to defend her. And I put, Ninja, what? You tried to do who? With what? Where? Child, when I tell you, this showed me that I was right about King all along. King said that apparently Toya didn't support heavily at her campaign. And Eugene says, she went? She went? What does that mean that she went? Chap. Eugene says Toya is a big girl and she will be okay. And then in the confessional, he is defending Toya's action. So is she gonna be okay, or we just gonna keep defending the bull swanky that Toya do? But child, we're gonna talk more about Toya as we roll on down here into the end part of this episode, because maybe it was a mess. He said it was some point, it was some level of support. It was a level of support, but I wouldn't say it was the best level of support. He said Dr. Heavily really went to HR and tried to get Simone fired. I don't want friends like that. I don't believe that at all, blessed by God. I don't believe she went to HR at all. I believe that when they called her, and we know Heavily said in her last episode, she said, when they called me, I knew all the right words to say. So if my job called me and asked me why I ain't coming to work today, I'm going to tell them X, Y, and Z. So when they called her and asked her why she wasn't going to go on the cast trip, she said, Simone acted unhinged. It's up to your job if they want to investigate you saying this woman acted unhinged. But I don't believe for a moment that she called HR. I do not. I believe she called them and told them I ain't coming, and they asked her why, and then they went to Simone and told her she said you was acting unhinged. I do believe that. I believe that happened. Good afternoon, Symmetry. Thanks for joining the live. Please be sure to like the video. But yeah, please thumbs up the video. That gets me into the algorithm, and I'm really trying to grow this channel. Subscribe too, please. If you haven't subscribed, if you're new here, push that subscribe button. I promise you, I try to put out content that everybody will enjoy. That Heavily said that she did not do that. I agree. She did not call, but she said herself, I said all the things I need to say to get me out of coming on the cast trip. She said that on the episode. So I don't believe she called HR. At least she called out to work like many of us do when we call in. If I call into my job, I'd be like, hey, I ain't coming today. And now if I call in sick, they can't ask me why I'm calling in sick. That's law. But if I call in and want to take annual leave, they tell me that I have to tell them why I need to take annual leave versus sick leave. So I don't believe that. I believe she called in and said, hey, y'all ain't coming. Why you ain't coming? Because we know that it's their duty to show up on cast trips. And she's like, I ain't coming because this girl was over here acting unhinged. And we all know that she was acting unhinged. We're not gonna play semantics with that. Also, I re-looked at the video of Simone and Heavenly. Heavenly never got her arm around Simone at all. Simone caught her arm midair. Y'all go back and watch it. The behind the scenes nonsense has been discussed. I think people give Heavenly's nonsense a pass. Wrong is wrong, and she lied. She didn't lie. We've already proved that she didn't lie. The only thing she said was that Simone said, get your effing hand from around me. Simone didn't say effing hand. She said, get your hand from around me. And she caught Simone. Simone did grab her arm. I don't care how you want to say touch, whatever. She grabbed her arm in midair. And Simone said that Heavenly had her hand around her neck. Her hand never even made it down out of the air because she grabbed it midair. We ain't gonna pretend, we ain't gonna play. Heavenly be wrong about a lot of stuff, but this ain't one of them. Cause I done ate Heavenly up. Heavenly gonna have to come to the front. She gonna have to come to the front because I done ate her up in this live as well. Symmetry said, yep. You said that's Simone's person. It was her personal space, but grabbing someone's arm is also assault. Believe it or not, it just is. And that's law. I agree. It was her personal space, but her arm never made it around her neck. In fact, she was getting ready to put her arm around her to take a picture, as someone asked them to do. And as her hand is in the air to go around, Simone grabs her arm. She grabs it at the fat. She doesn't even grab the forearm. She grabs her between her elbow and her shoulder and moves her arm back. So we ain't gonna pretend that didn't happen. It happened. They both lied. Heavenly should have even attempted to touch Simone. That was dumb. I agree. I wouldn't have touched her, but I don't think that Heavenly thought Simone was that angry because earlier when they were talking about when she walked in, she said, whatever Simone greeted her with about the political her run for politics and X, Y, and Z and all the things that Toya had wrote down on the paper. She said that in all of it, she walked over to Simone and she kissed her on the cheek. She said, babe, I'm gonna leave because I don't want to argue back and forth, especially about nothing that Toya said. I don't think Heavenly knew that um Simone was really that angry. I really don't. But I'm not giving her a pass either way it goes. She violated her personal space. She wanted to, they said, hey, let's take a picture. They take pictures all the time. She didn't know that girl was getting ready to flip out. And she did act unhinged. I don't care what anybody say. That's my stance on it. Y'all can agree. Y'all can agree to disagree. But she acted unhinged. We know what unhinged behavior looks like. We watched the video. Heavily didn't have time to make contact before. That's what I said. She grabbed her arm in midair between the elbow and the shoulder. She just did. Because you would have think if you had your hand around my neck, I would have had to flip around and get your hand off of me. She didn't. She grabbed her arm above the elbow and was like, don't touch me. Period. Heavily thought they were doing what they always do, take a cast photo. That's what I said. She thought it was just a picture. Yeah. She thought it was just a picture. We will agree. Yes, yes, ma'am. We will, because it's no big deal to me. It's neither here nor there. But I'm gonna show y'all something that I actually found online that I want to share with you guys about this whole situation, and I think it's gonna, you know, it may show you more of what I'm talking about. Because I do believe heavily she be dead wrong sometime. Simone be dead wrong sometime. I think they all are, but I think we have to call out the truths that we see. That whole incident with the grabbing of the arm may have went too far. But going to HR was something that wasn't done. Heavenly has said that on a podcast with Carlos. We also heard her say on the episode that um, she said on the episode that she called and told the people she wasn't coming, and she knew the exact words to say to get her out of coming on that trip. So she used the word unhinged. She only came because of Quad. That's just the truth. Where were we at? Okay. The way Toya showed up, she should have stayed at home, is what I said about her actions when it came down to some level of support being at the campaign kickoff. And I said she should have stayed at home, point blank, and the period. Dr. Damon chimes in and he says that Heavenly is going to earn that support out of everybody because she is the truth. Dr. Damon says if Toya ever supports Heavenly, he's not going to take it if she never supports Heavenly, I'm sorry, he was not going to take it personal. And I agree with that. No one should take any of this personal. Eugene said the Toya and Heavenly have had a tumultuous relationship. And he said that and laughed because, that's a word that Quad used. King said he agrees with everything the Dr. Damon says, but Damon was speaking from a place of logic and the women are illogical, is what he said. I thought that was hilarious that he would even point that out. Back at the yacht, the ladies decide to play a game at Dr. Heavenly's request. She wants the ladies to ask her political questions, and she's going to ask them back. She said she doesn't want to look at it as though they're friends. She wants to look at them as though they're constituents. So they're going to play this game. She said there's a lot of things going on in the world. Just ask a question and she will tell you the truth. Toya says she's going to sit this one out, and I put in quotations, which is probably best. Toya says, who gets on a boat and wants to hold a town meeting? Why are you trying to ruin my cruise? Those her exact words. Why are you trying to ruin my cruise? As though it was just for her. Baby, when I tell you Toya is one of the unself-aware type of people, the most unself-aware type of people I've ever met. I have a child like that. I remember one time, well, not one time, we were on our way home from a family reunion. We went with a cousin. I mean, not a cousin, my nephew. He was driving. When he picked us up to go to the family reunion, I said to myself, why did you rent a PT Cruiser? He said, you're going to appreciate this because you're going to have to pay a whole lot of money because it was cheap. And then the gas going to be really cheap. And I said, I think I'm already regretting this decision to ride with you to St. Louis in this PT Cruiser. And child, did I live to regret it. On the way up there, we had a great time. On the way back home, we hit up an armadillo and it ripped out the gas line. And so the car stopped running. Gas was all down the side of the road. I remember opening up the door on my side and I was like, oh, there's something running because he was trying to crank the car back up and it wouldn't crank up. But it was the line that went to the fuel pump. So every time he would try to crank it, the gas was running down the street. Anywho, it's in the middle of the night. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I go over to my daughter. I wake my daughter up because she's asleep. I'm like, we got to get out of the car. Gas is running out of the car. So we walk down the street, walk down the road. We're in Oklahoma, outside of Norman, Oklahoma. There's not a street light on this stretch of freeway. And my daughter is walking it. She's walking with her hands up in the air saying, why did this happen to me? Why does this happen to me? And I pulled her back to me and I turned her around and I said, baby, we all in the car together. This didn't just happen to you. This happened to all of us. All of us in this car are now on the side. All four of us are now on the side of the road. And we waited until 5 a.m. for a tow truck to come get us and tow us to the next big city to give us a rental car, another rental car. Child, a big mess. Um, Symmetry said, Heavenly messed this all up. I'm glad that she has gotten better based on what I've seen from interviews. Girl, that's in my. Are you reading my notes, Symmetry? I believe you got a copy of my notes over there at your house because that's what I put in my notes. Hey, Queen Script, thanks for joining the live. Yes, ma'am, it was an armadillo, and baby, when I tell you that armadillo, uh, when he hit it, I saw the armadillo in the road because I wasn't asleep. So it may have not been one or two. It may have been like 11 or 12 midnight because we left St. Louis late driving back home. And child, when he hit that armadillo, it sounded like, I can't even describe the sound. One of the worst sounds you ever want to hear. And the car just quit. So luckily he was able to coax over to the side of the road. And as he started cranking, I was like, I smell gas. Anybody else smelling gas? And I opened up the door and you could see the gas running down the side of the car. So I thought, we got to get out of this car. We got to get out this car. But child, when I tell you that little girl of mine, and she's still a little bit selfish to this day, but she got a little boy, so she got to share her selfishness with him. And she told me, she said, Mom, I'm selfish. And I realized that. I realized I have a little bit of selfish. I said, baby, not a little bit. You got a lot of selfishness. You got a lot of selfishness in you. I don't know where it came from because she's child number 3. So you would think that, I mean, child number 2. So you would think being the middle kid that she wouldn't be selfish, but baby, she is all about her, honey. She will include me in sometimes if it fits into her equation. Otherwise, child, I have to push my way into the door. I had to just show up. The other day I called her. I was like, I'm gonna go get the baby. I'll be by later. And she was like, okay. Yeah, that's how I have to do her. But she's probably one of my I ain't gonna say best child. My kids say that I am more partial to her. I don't think so. I think she's more responsible. So I kind of do things with her a little bit more. But anyway, let's get back to this episode. Um, so Heavenly's on the boat. She's want to play this game. Toya don't want to play, which is fine. The contestant tells Heavenly she's too darn fragile. And can't handle questions. So Brandy, she said, I can handle questions. Just shoot. Give me the questions. Give me the questions. So the ladies start asking questions. Brandy asked the first question. She asked, what do you say to constituents in District 93 that are concerned with your history as a reality TV star who has argued, yelled, and fought and done all of these things? Now, I haven't seen Heavenly physically fight anybody. I've seen people want to physically fight her because of that mouth, but I haven't seen her physically want to fight anybody. Anyway, people want to look to the political leader to have certain morals, to have certain standards. And Simone screams in her confessional, clock it, Brandy, clock it. Girl, I was like, shut up, Simone, and let's hear what this, we know what she has to say. Um, Simone says Brandy is saying what everybody already knows about this bitch. That was her exact words, and I put in quotations. They show a montage of Heavenly arguing with her castmates. And Heavenly says she owns who she is and what she does. She can't take that away, and that is who you are voting for. And I was like, girl, what? What kind of, so y'all tell me in the chat, what kind of response was that? Because to me, that was weird. Um, Heavenly said she definitely has morals and standards, but you should have expressed that. I think Heavenly wasn't ready for this game she wanted to play. Then she says, I'm not a felon. I'm not a girl. You comparing yourself to the the president? I don't know. I don't know. Really, I don't know. She said she knows that who she is has prepared her for where she wants to go. Brandy says she's not a felon, but is that the bar we're setting? And I totally agree with that. Is that what we're really going with when we say you're not a felon? Dr. Jackie asked her, who is your political mentor? And Heavenly says, Quad Webb Longsford. Child, what? Quad said, I ain't married to that man. Really needs to work on her responses to what the public will ask her. But as I listen to her on the on podcasts that she does today, she's answering them better. She's doing much better. That's why I asked, was Symmetry actually reading my well, you've been looking at my notes. You said Symmetry says, wonder if the internet community will give Uncle Luke the same energy Heavenly has been given since she has been running for office. I wonder too, because I saw that he's running for a seat in, is he running for a local position or a state position? I don't know. I kind of glanced at it and kept scrolling. But child, Luke done did everything known to me. He done did it. He has tried, wanted to do it, thinking about doing it. Riri Speaks says Heavenly's off the chain. Off the chain. But when I tell you later on this episode, I laughed. I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard, baby. Heavenly should have practiced before she wanted to play that game. In fact, she should have brought no cards so she could play the game because she did not do a good job. Yes, blessed by God. Uncle Luke is running for a position. In fact, let me Google it and see what the position is. Uncle Luke is running. Let me see what it is. He announced that he is running for a congressional 20th congressional district seat. Child, he trying to get in Congress now. If they get Luke in Congress, baby, we might be in for a world of trouble, baby. Let's get on back to this episode. He was running for. They say he's a community activist, football coach, Uncle Luke for Congress. Luther Campbell announces candidacy for a House seat. Child, the 20th congressional. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this. Baby, I'm gonna send my dog and see if they can let the dog run. Chanel could run for Congress. Dr. Jackie said that Heavenly should have used someone like Kamala Harris, Kamala. I don't like using the word Kamala. Kamala Harris. She could have said Michelle Obama. She could have even said Jasmine Crockett, but she said Quad Webb lungs for child. I agree with Dr. Jackie on that one. Yes, blessed by God. My eyes was looking the same way. Men often get a pass when women don't. I totally agree with that. Symmetry, I totally agree with that. But I guarantee you, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to Luke because they scared of Luke. They scared of Luke for sure, for sure. Um, let's see. Angel asked Dr. Heavenly another question, and she says, how are you the most qualified for this position? And let me see before I move on. Blessed by God said, people change and God forgives, but who voting for Uncle Luke? That's what I want to know. You know what? I haven't really followed Luke, since he left his rap career. So I'm not really sure. Not really sure what's going on in his life. But child, they say he's a community activist and that he's coached football or basketball or something too. Honey, God bless him. And may he win. I hope he wins, but I just wonder what Congress will look like for him if he does win. Um, if he does win. Let's see where we're at. Angel asked Heavenly, how are you the most qualified? And Heavenly's response was, I run a multi-million dollar business. I run multi-million dollar businesses. I've done payroll and I've fired people. And if you have been a wife or a mother, you can do anything. Child, my eyebrows, I know they frown because I was like, child, what? Dr. Simone said in her confessional um, that that your brain really has you being delusional. That's what she says about Dr. Heavenly. She said Dr. Heavenly continues and she says, I want to open up a Medicaid office to treat, people with dental issues. They cannot get in. We know most of us know in healthcare that Dr. Heavenly, her dental office does not accept insurance. And I don't blame her because being a person who actually is on TV, reality TV, there's one thing she can do to protect herself and protect her brand is to not take Medicaid because, of course, you're going to take people of a lesser income economic class when you take Medicaid. and she is trying to keep her brand at a certain level because these people have put out they've given her bad reviews and they've never even been her patients. They've also done it to Dr. Jackie and probably Dr. Simone as well. Bad reviews. They've done sent made appointments to come to the office and never show up or come in just to get a consultation and not follow through with whatever recommendations she had, those things. So she decided she just wouldn't take any insurance. She just you could if you want to come there and pay out of pocket, you could bill your insurance and they reimburse you is how she does it. Um, Symmetry said most of those running for office talk about running a business. They do, but we don't give Heavenly a pass on that because she was ill equipped to answer these questions for a game that she really wanted to play. So now, at this point, she really needs to go back to the drawing board and just fix her questions and answers up. Toya said, "This isn't yacht life. This isn't fun." And she said she felt trapped. She could always jump overboard. I don't know why they didn't suggest that to Toya. Just jump overboard. You can swim back to shore. You could ride on the front. You could go upstairs, downstairs, because the yacht looked pretty big. You go lay on the floor and downstairs and chill out. You don't have to be up here with us. But she said she felt trapped being on there with those ladies. Contessa said that she follows Dr. Kimes on a lot of platforms, and she's seen her display a lot of emotions. That's what she said. She said, in playing those emotions, she's seen mostly anger, and that she planned to prosecute or destroy the people who didn't support her or the ones who have opposing views to her. And Heavenly said she will be passionate as she wants to be, and then saying people are dying. See, I was like, what are you talking about, Heavenly? When I tell you that, I was like, Heavenly, come on. You got to do better than this, baby. You got to do better than this. Contessa said that wasn't my question. Contessa then said again, I asked you, would you retaliate against the ones who didn't support you? And Heavenly says, you are being very rude. And then she starts saying, get out, you shut up, whatever, whatever. Again, some more lighthearted shade that we actually enjoy. I love to see them when they can disagree and laugh than disagreeing and getting violent and getting hitting below the belt and just getting rude and disrespectful. I thought that was funny. Those questions were rude too, though. That's tough. Yeah, but I mean, it was this was asked at like the last minute. This was like, hey, let's do this quick little game. And then so if I ask you, do you plan to get back at people who don't support you if you get this seat, then that's a valid question. Whether we want to consider it rude or not. I just think that way. I was like, she must be doing this for TV. I'm not really sure, bless my God. I know she's not running for office for TV. She's doing this for real. She really wants to be a congresswoman, and I hope she gets it. I honestly do because I think she will be good in Congress. I think even though she's not an attorney, she loves to argue. Um, and she is a businesswoman. That's one thing I can give Heavenly. If you ever watched her Heavenly University, Heavenly is a businesswoman. She knows what she's talking about. She definitely does. Um, she knows how to make money. She could teach you how to make money. She could teach others how to make money. And that's one thing that I totally agree with her um, situation. You said, I'm sorry. Where was I at? Okay. Oh, you said that you were being like given, yeah, you're probably right, giving those answers was probably for TV, but I don't know, I think that was at the beginning of her actual running for office. So I don't think she was ready or prepared for any questions. I think that was when she probably started realizing I need to brush up. Heather's a really smart lady. She really, really is. So I believe that's when she realized, oh, hey, I need to brush up my language on how I talk about this and what I talk about, and so on and so forth when it comes to the campaign. You said it was last minute, but was more of a gotcha question. Yeah, definitely that. Um, I think I answered that. Blessed by God. Good afternoon, Susie. Thanks for joining the live. If Heavy could handle her emotions and not say your mama and go off, maybe she has a chance. But I think she's unhinged. Possibly, but I've seen heavily in a business capacity because I did uh, watch Heavenly University. I was a member of that, and um, I tend to believe that Heavenly knows how to act generally amongst her peers. Um, Heavily, when I say rolling in the money, baby, she rolling in the money, and she can tell you how to make some money. Listen to her talk about how to get universal life, and then use your universal life to make you more money. Child, I'm telling you, Heavenly know what she doing. She may act unhinged on this show, but old girl know what she doing out there when it comes to business. She does. You said sorry, use a voice to text thing. This thing is oh, that's okay, Susie. I definitely understood what you meant. She is. I've listened to her money management ideas. She has great knowledge. Yes. Great knowledge, baby. She get up there in that closet and she start telling you what she know. When she put that pencil or that pen in her hand and she starts talking, heavily down to business. And when it comes down to business, she be on that mother tucker, whatever she be saying, the mother tucker. I'm telling you, she really know what she talking about. She really does. And I really hate that if she wins, is going to take her away from the Heavenly University, and hopefully not as much. Hopefully she'll be able to still, be able to give people the knowledge. But I think knowledge is power. And I think letting people know that you need to be a part of something that can teach the next generations how to make money and be able to make money that will sustain a family is very important. Symmetry says she plays a character on the show. Oh, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, in my opinion, I definitely agree with that 100%. The cruise was almost over at this time. Contessa says that they're almost ready for a group hug. Child, they wouldn't. I don't think this group will ever be ready for a group hug. I really think it's time for a cash shakeup. That's really what I feel. Um, Simone says the cruise was great because no real conversations was had. I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna take it back. In the words of Dr. Heavenly, I really believe that Simone and Toya are tired of this show. I believe it's time that those two may need to go on and do something different. Find them something else to do on the show. Because I really believe that Simone is not happy. I don't know if she's not happy at home, her practice, her day. I don't know what it is, but Simone is not happy. And it does not, if things don't go Simone's way, we see how Simone behaves. Toya is just complains about everything. She complains about, again, I told you there's a montage of where um they showed the different cruises that the ladies had went on, and Toya complained at every single cruise. Toya is not happy. These two women are not happy, and I believe they are the ones that need to go. You said, well, I agree with you, but Dr. Jackie needs to go. Dr. Jackie ain't doing nothing but making a check, having a Met Gala every year, and trying to be a peacemaker. Everybody want to throw Dr. Jackie in the middle of it, but it's not Dr. Jackie's responsibility control these women and their attitude. It's just not. Y'all put too much on Dr. Jackie. Let Dr. Jackie be a cast member just like everybody else. And you know what I said this past week and thought about Dr. Jackie running and talking to Heavenly, and I totally I think I disagree with that in several ways because you want to hold Dr. Heavenly, oh, you need to go and apologize because you made her feel a certain way, but it wasn't Simone didn't have to apologize. Yeah, no, I think we need to raise up off of that. Um, some people say that this about Toya and Simone. I've seen other people say Heavenly and Jackie need to go. I have too, but I think there does need to be a cash shakeup. Whatever that looks like, I think it's just something that they need to do. And I think they need to do it to continue the show if they want this show to continue. This is a great show. They get great numbers, and the show stays consistent. But I think if they want to stay consistent, they cannot keep trying to drown us out with the complaints and the disagreements and the arguments because it is getting old. One thing I think for sure, if Heavenly makes it to Congress, Heavenly's going to lead the show. She will not be on the show and be a congresswoman. It's not going to happen. So, my prayer is that she makes it to Congress because we do need her in Congress, period. And with her going to Congress, that may make the other women fall in line and do what they need to do. And we may have a different show with Dr. Heavily not being there. Moving on. The next day we see the ladies packing up to go home. The chef has made them brunch and the food looked amazing. And I'm hungry. So I was watching a few minutes ago. I was like, oh Lord, let me get on over and do this live because I ain't had nothing to eat today. Um the ladies say that their flight is on time, so they're all preparing to get ready. They're gonna have a quick brunch and they're gonna get on the plane and head home. Toya said there's an important matter on the table that and that would be the Met Gala. She said that they were going to push the date. I didn't understand the push the date. I didn't know if it was push the date forward or push the date backwards. I didn't really understand what she meant by that, but she said they were going to push the date. So what I took from it was, after she talked some more, is that they're going to keep the date that they had and push that one forward. That's what I think. They found a beautiful venue, and it is just not large enough. So they have a plan B. The theme for the Met Gala is living art, and Dr. Jackie said the Met Gala was initially done to bring the medical community together, and it has grown to a much larger platform over the years. Toya did not fully participate in the last two Met Galas. Dr. Jackie and Toya has had a lot of, Dr. Jackie said, Toya has had a lot of opinions without full participation. So obviously, Toya can do better. So Toya is now the new chairperson for the Met Gala for this year. And I think that's perfect. Toya's a housewife. She's at home. She likes to play tennis and do the things throughout the day. So this is something that she can take onto her plate that I think may give her a little bit of fulfillment. And I found that happens with a lot of housewives whose husbands make good money that I know personally. When they do these outside sources with volunteering here and volunteering there, they tend to take it a little more personal and have a little bit more fulfillment to it. I mean, Lord, my cousin, she takes her volunteering so seriously, child. Baby, she would worry. If you say you're gonna donate something, you better donate it because she's gonna call you every day until she get that donation. But I'm just following up. Hey cuz, just following up. Hey cuz, I'm following up on that. Girl, send it to her the first day or you don't have to hear that no more. Cause I've heard several cousins call me. Did she call you? Cause I gave it to her the first day. After she called me that first day to remind me, I went ahead and sent it to her, baby. We don't do that. You don't keep calling me about nothing. Um, they go back to Dr. Jackie, giving Toya a lab coat in honor of her being the chairperson for the Met Gala. Toya says that she has started selling tickets already. Sounds like she has found her place. I put that in my notes. Sounds like she has found her place in this group. Toya said in a week she collected $8,000 in ticket sales. Toya said the biggest question is how much each lady wants to give towards the event. Quad says Jackie chose Toya so that she could feel what it's like to host something of this magnitude. And we do know, we throw parties at home. Most of us, like we'll throw a Christmas party, Thanksgiving party. But if you ever have to host something for 200 plus people, you need a team, you need a group. I actually did a family reunion. I've done a couple, but ours moves from city to city every 2 years. And we hosted the first one we held in our city. We had over 250 guests. You talking about a planning. And I was the chairperson. Baby, I needed the team. Even though the team consisted of my siblings and my cousins, baby, we needed each other to get this through. We had to have seed money because when you start going to venues and trying to plan and these people want money. They want a down payment. If you go in there and say, I got 250 people coming, I need this banquet space, they're going to tell you, well, we need X amount of down to hold it. We need X amount of money down for the food. And then you can play the remainder so many days before. I'm telling you, things with a lot of people coming, guests coming, not like a wedding, but the event of this magnitude requires a lot of time and planning. It just does. Um, Contessa said if they sell 250 tickets, no one has to contribute anything. That would be fine if you didn't have to have upfront money. There are venues that are going to want their money up front just to hold the date. Um, Quad said Jackie wants to teach Toya a lesson point blank. If you hear anything else, it's a lie. That came out of Quad's mouth. Toya says there are things that have to be paid up front, which is what I just said. Quad then asks, Did you two put up your money? Did you two put your money up front last year? And how much did you pay out of your pocket? And Dr. Jackie said, I had to pay for everything up front. Toya said the difference from last year and this year, if you want clarification, Quad, is last year there was this was their event that they threw. And I said, this is why we call Toya dumb. This is exactly why we call her dumb, because she chooses to be silly when it comes down to things like this. She then says, this year is our event. And the ladies start, oh, Lord. This has been an event that was thrown by the group since its inception, is what I put down. Quad quickly corrects her and says, no, 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 no. Then Heavenly chimes in and starts cussing. Now, Heavenly, you got to come to the front because what you was doing was unnecessary, baby. Come on up here. We need to talk, Heavenly. Come on. Come on, boo-boo. All right, have a seat. Now, you jumping in the middle of this was unnecessary. Now, I like you, Dr. Heavenly. I like you, but we're going to call a thing a thing. You should have set that out and let Quad argue her point. And then maybe after Quad was done, you should have joined in and argued your point. But you jumping in and just cussing because you said, that's where you effed up real bad. That's where you effing up real bad. Girl, that was all that. It was unnecessary, okay? Quad said, that is where you got it wrong. This was our event. That is what they said they have been trying to explain to you throughout these seasons, Toya, but you don't want to listen. That this has always been their event. Heavenly says, it has always been our event. Don't say that, SHIT. I got to speak now, Heavenly. See, you still sitting here because, see, you still acting up. I need you to act right. You doing too much, boo-boo. You doing way too much. Someone says, Heavenly, there's no need for that. Child, when I tell you I wanted to give whoever there was a high five, because when all that yelling and screaming and marking up the situation, um, we can't really tell what's going on. You need to heavily sit this one out and let us talk it through. We just want to talk this one through because you're doing too much, baby. You're doing too much. When it comes down to talking business, they need to be on a level head. Heavily said, maybe you missed that part. Heavily says in her confessional that Toya knows she has done nothing for the past 2 years but complain. I agree with all that, Heavenly. I agree with you saying that. But you should have waited until Quad finished saying her part, and then you could have chimed in and said what you had to say. But you chimed in too soon, baby. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to walk away. You got to know when to run. Okay? This was a time that you just need to fold them. Fold that mouth up and be quiet just for a minute. All right? Just a minute. Then you can chime in. It only takes people normally a few seconds to get out what they need to say, and then you could have had your say. All right, let's move on. Then they go back to a table scene when Heavenly says Toya didn't give SHIT. Quad explains that this has always been their event as a collective, and that they just had two people at the helm of it. Toya said, it is breaking down again, and there is no need. Toy said it. This is the breakdown again, and there is no need. Quad says, I have something I need to tell y'all. And then she breaks down crying. I want to show y'all this because, child, this went by so fast. This happened so quickly that I was like, I don't know about this. But, y'all, fair use disclaimer. Some material in this video is used under U.S. Copyright Fair Use Section 107 for purposes such as commentary, news reporting, and endorsement. This is all for commentary and criticism. That's it. Let's go over here and listen to what was said at the table.
tell y'all. Right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Shh. Can we finish this mega? No, she got something to say. So we done with the mega? Yes. Yes. What? Yes.
Now, this right here, baby, who has the Academy Award? Somebody get out the Academy Award because we're going to award the Academy Award to Quad Web, honey. You have earned this one because this right here took me by surprise. This teary eyed and I mean, you took the whole group by surprise. I knew it was coming. I knew you were going to get up there and you were going to talk. But baby, you listen at this, child. This went by. This right here.
What was wrong? What was wrong? What was wrong? What's wrong?
And then Contessa doing team too much too. Just team all the way too much. Girl.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? What's wrong? What happened? Talk to me, Quad. Quad. Oh my God. Too much. I don't know how y'all got there like that. Child. Anyway, let me get on back to these notes. Quad said I had something to tell y'all. She breaks down crying. We just saw that, but she just went way too fast. It went way too fast. Um, Quad tells the ladies that her IVF journey has failed and none of her embryos survived. Dr. Jackie said this is the hard part of being your friend's doctor, and it's hard to keep from shedding a tear, child. I understand, and my heart breaks for Quad, but this scene you just put on, baby, it was unnecessary. I'm gonna say it again. With this scene you just put on, you didn't have to do that. You had to do none of that because we all understand the pain that you must feel. But this scene you put on and Contessa adding that 100 to that 10, baby, just it was too much for me. And I'm a quiet fan. I like quiet, but we're gonna call a thing a thing. That's me. I try to be non-biased. When I watch the episode, I'm like, oh my God, what? Why? Uh, Definitely a mess. Oh baby, the biggest mess. That's the biggest mess I done seen thus far. The biggest mess. Because when Contessa started screaming, what? Girl, I almost took me out. Took me out. Then Quad said she feels so stupid for the years that she had and let go by not taking the advice of Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie, who told her that she should freeze her eggs. Quad says she completely missed the mark. Dr. Jackie told her, stop going backwards, we're going forward. Dr. Heavenly said she knew how bad Quad wanted this and how badly she wanted to be a mother. Things happen for a reason. And then I said Angel gave the most encouragement because she stood right there and she prayed over Quad and she spoke life into her. Quad said that she was grateful to each of the ladies for standing by her during this process. The ladies then get up and they head to the airport. Overall, this was a good trip for the ladies. I really feel like Contessa was a great host. I think she did a good job with this trip. And let's move forward. You said the Academy goes to Quad, baby. I said the exact same thing. Who got the Academy Award? Because baby, she needs to be nominated. If this show don't win the Academy Award for that acting right there, yeah, girl, it was too much. This was the biggest thing we've seen thus far with this acting. Because Quad can really put it on, but she really put on this one right here. She really put it on. You said I was embarrassed for them during that scene. It was ridiculous, very ridiculous, because they all like what, and Quad sitting there with her hands on her head. Girl, say something. Can you speak? Can you let it out? And I know she was hurting, but I don't know. It was too much. It was just too much. God knows all things. She's not even with that man no more. So unfortunately, this wasn't meant to be right now. I totally agree, Susie. Totally agree because I'm gonna tell you this. I don't even know if Quad wanted that man. I think Quad just wanted to be a mother at this point in her life. Quad put her career and her wants and ambitions above her actual wanting to be a mother. And although these other ladies have encouraged her to freeze her eggs, she didn't do it when her eggs are the most viable. So it's really unfortunate and super sad that it had to be this way. But God knows, again, just like you said, God knows all things, and He knew, child, this was not meant to be right now. They show Dr. Mimi arriving home first. Steve says, "Help is here." I thought that was so funny. He asked her how was she, and she said, "Rested, well rested." I thought that was cute. Simone arrives home, calling out to Cecil, and Cecil was making a cocktail. He said, "We can make it this strong or light as you would like it. Since you're gonna tell me about this trip, let's make it strong." Simone said, "Give me an extra shot." Dr. Jackie's at her office, and Toya arrives to talk about the Met Gala. Jackie has on one of her scrub from her scrub line. I wanted to pull that up because I want to look, want you guys to look at her scrub line. I'm sorry. Dues by EJ is the name of her scrub line. Hold on a second, you guys. Let's pull that up and look at it. You said Cecil is always symmetry, baby. He is going to do the drinks. If he don't do anything else, he's going to get out the drinks. Y'all, this is Dr. Jackie Scrub line, and I think it is absolutely amazing. I'm all for doctors and nurses who make scrub line. I know a couple of nurses, one personally that does the scrub line, and then of course we know Angel does one for the show, and Dr. Jackie does one as well. Dr. Jackie's scrub line actually came out in 2025, I believe, was when they introduced us to Dues. And we've seen her on the show with the T-shirt that says Dues on it, and Dues is absolutely an amazing scrub set. Her scrubs are really really nice. They're comfortable. But I would think they're more for doctors. Because with me, they look super comfortable. I don't I don't like scrubs with the elastic around the ankles, although I own a few pair. I just bought a pair not very long ago that has the elastic around the ankles that I absolutely love, but they're very fashionable. It doesn't have the sleeves, so and it's yellow, so it's a cute little scrub set that I bought from a friend of mine. But yeah, I just love people coming out with different ideas. For years, we've always worn unisex scrubs that the guys could wear and the girls could wear. They all look the same. They developed some with a drawstring in the middle so the ladies could, tuck their shirt in and draw them up and kind of make it a little bit more fashionable. But I'm really happy to see the scrubs evolving because, child, I've worn scrubs for 29 years, actually 31 years. And um, yeah, I'm glad to see them evolving. Dr. Jackie scrubs are appropriate. You should have some room in them and shouldn't be too tight, especially if you're dealing with patients. I'm gonna tell you something. You say that, but Angel scrubs are also, although they are form fitting, are super comfortable. It's the material that's used. The material that is used, I want to say, is like a rayon. Let me see. I got a pair right here that's made with that material as well that I'm looking at. I want to say they're made spandex, so they actually just curve to your body. They're super comfortable to work in. It actually feels like you don't really have anything on. You're able to move. I love them. I'm telling you right now, I love them. I love being able to move freely, bend over, touch my toes, run if I need to get to a certain area in my scrubs, and it all works out fine. They're super comfortable. So I think your idea of scrubs, you're thinking about the old unisex, the material was tough and hard. Angel scrub sets are super cute, super flexible with your body because of the material that they're made of. Just, I'm just being honest, and this is coming from someone who's worn scrubs for 31 years. Trust me, probably more than that because I actually was a CNA before I became a nurse. Anyway, moving on. Um, Toya tells her that she loves her scrubs. She loves the way they look. And then they inserted Angel introducing us to her new collection. We also know that Angel's collection of scrubs is not new. She just introduced a new collection. We also know Dr. Jackie's scrubs, they're not new. She's just talking about her scrubs as well. These ladies, let me tell you something, reality TV is not going to be here always. The one thing that they need to be doing for you too is making sure that they're creating things for the future for when they no longer can be on this show. They are not guaranteed at any time that they'll be brought back for the next season. So I think that is when they really need to be making sure they have other avenues going on outside of the show. But that's neither here nor there. Um, Dr. Jackie said she knows the woman's anatomy from the rooter to the tutor. And the name of her scrub line is called Dues. We just saw them. And it was introduced to the world in 2025. Dr. Jackie, along with Dr. Ebony Jade Hilton, who is an anesthesiologist, and Deanna Hamilton, who is an entrepreneur, philanthropist, actually are the founders of this particular scrub line, along with Dr. Jackie. And they decide they're going to do a photo shoot with Derek Blanks, who's a photographer in Atlanta, well-known photographer. And so she's telling Toya that she wants her to come, and she's sending her an invitation as well. Toya says on the ride over that she was yelling at the woman who was creating the website for the foundation for the Met Gala. Dr. Jackie tells Toya, excuse me, Dr. Jackie tells Toya this Met Gala ain't no joke. And she was waiting on Toya to say, Jackie, I see what you had to go through. Toya said, I get it all right. Toya said she will own up to her mistakes. She said that she was left out of the process of last year's Met Gala. I'm sorry. And they show her sitting at the table with the ladies, and they're discussing that they all need to give $2,500 in child. But she said she was left out of the planning. I don't know. I just know that they've always said that she's been difficult when it came down to this Met Gala. She goes, I didn't have to give money. I gave wine. You should have gave money because, baby, that was what they needed. They didn't need the wine, Toya. They needed money because money makes the world go round. If I'm gonna tell you something, like I told you earlier, when I did my family reunion for 250 plus people, when we did it here, if it was not for all of us putting our money together, we could not have done it. We put our money together. We did fundraisers. We did garage sales. We raffled off a TV. We raffled off several things. And when the reunion was over, we had a surplus of $8,000. So much and so we were able to give. We started the tradition of paying it forward. And baby, now they keep it up. We pay $1,000 forward to the next reunion so they can have seed money to start planning for the next reunion when we finish one. There should be a check already written and ready to hand off to the next family who wants to take on the family reunion. We also put a scholarship in place. We also put in place, it was one other thing we did. We did the scholarship. We started the seed money. Oh, we were able to have money. We started a family account to have money to bury family members if they came up short. We've had to do it with two people. And then we also use the money to have a Christmas gala every year in our local city for our family. So we use the money, and we also replace it. We have a garage sale every year to put money back into that account. So I think people don't realize it takes money to make the world go round. So Toya, you're gonna have to give that money, girl, if you want to be a part of something. If you want your name up on the sign, you got to put into the pot. That's just how it goes. Um, they're going to cap the invitations at 200 people, is what Toya said. Toya has created a foundation. The original Met Gala Foundation is what she's calling it. Um, and she said the founding of the foundation will allow them to collect bigger and larger donations. It'll also uh, help when it's time to pass this on to the next generations. That is how it's going to keep it moving on for years and years. That's how it goes on from future to future. You create a foundation, people donate to the foundation because normally they're considered as charitable donations, and then they give back to the community, and it goes on and on and on, and this will go on for generations to come. That's how Delta Sigma Theta, AKAs, how do you think that they continue to do what they do? It's because they put down foundational rules, established whether it's the LLC or some type of foundation, and for years to come, there was been bylaws, and they have to go by those bylaws, and that's why they are sustainable from year to year to year and generation to generation because of those things. So if you want to create something that's going to go on throughout the generations, a foundation is the best way to go. I applaud Toya for doing the work. and creating the foundation. Um, Dr. Jackie looks through the website and sees that Toya has put Dr. Jackie and herself down as the original founders of said foundation, with the other ladies not being included. Dr. Jackie said, if it was not for the other women, I'm sorry. She said the other ladies have been keeping the Met Gala going. Toya said no one put together the foundation, no one put together the website. She said they did all of this on their own, but that isn't how foundations work, especially if it is something that has been going on prior to you getting involved. We know that these ladies have been working with this group, planning the Met Gala, um, for years without any assistance from Toya. So for her to come in and not really add these ladies on, I think it's crazy. I think is wild. It's super super wild. I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all the website. You said the ones that don't won't contribute anything seem to complain the most and leave with the most. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. Pretty Riri speaks, and that is something that happens traditionally. I don't think without people even really realizing that that's what they're doing. Hey, Miss AKA, that's okay. We not halfway through. Let me see how many pages I got. Oh, I got three more pages left, and we're at the bottom of page number 3. Um, See, she said they did not. Oh, Dr. Jackie said it is truly originated with all of them. This truly originated with the entire group, not just her and Toya. This truly originated with those other girls because those other girls have been digging in their pockets and giving money every single year. And she said, I want to make sure everyone is included. Toya said she'll go back and she'll change it. And I said, girl, you better, because this is the stuff that people get sued about. It really is. When you try to go through and take down something that I've helped build, but let's get together and let's sue this girl. Don't take the two people getting together to sue you. And then you're going to have to pay her. Toya, do the right thing. Toya said that Quad had not responded. Only Simone, Contessa, and Heavenly had responded. They're going to make Heavenly the chief marketing officer and Quad the secretary. Y'all, let's look at this and see what this website looks like. I haven't looked at it, so I'm gonna be looking at it with y'all. I just pulled it up for us to look at. So this is actually what the website looks like. It says the original Met Gala, and it just has the brown girls of all tones, all shades of brown, and our hue. The original Met Gala. The Met Gala will be August 9th. Purchase your ticket today and step into an event of purpose and elegance. It was August the 9th of 2025. Baby, y'all need to update your website. The mission, the original Met Gala, baby, they barely got Quad in this picture, didn't they? Now, I know y'all got enough money that y'all could have went and took a picture. Child, I would make them update that. Anyway, the original Met Gala Inc. was founded by the founding core collective, which is comprised of Dr. Jacqueline Waters, Miss Toya Bush Harris, Dr. Simone Whitmore, Dr. Heavenly Combs, Dr. Contessa Metcalf, and Miss Quad Webb. Our mission is to empower and uplift minority students pursuing careers in medicine, recognizing the importance of community mentorship and representation. We're expanding our efforts by partnering with the inspiring ladies of Married to Medicine to help sustain and grow our initiatives. I was trying to see if Contessa was over there. I'm sorry. Our mission is to provide mentorship, resources, and financial support to minority medical students, fostering a diverse and inclusive healthcare workforce. Through our collective efforts, we aim to give back to unserving communities and nurture the next generation of compassionate, culturally competent medical professionals. I love that. Love that. Wait a minute. What is that? Oh, it's showing different medical students. I love that. Love that. Our vision is to create a lasting impact by hosting annual events such as our signature medical gala, along with various fundraising opportunities, generate resources that directly benefit underserved communities and aspiring minority medical students. We envision a future where our efforts foster a more equitable healthcare landscape, support the growth of diverse medical professionals, and inspire continued community engagement and philanthropy. So, though, through these initiatives, we aim to build a sustainable platform that empowers future medical leaders and ensure that underserved populations receive the compassionate, high quality care they deserve. We're excited to announce a scholarship opportunity for minority students who have been accepted into medical program with a minimum GPA of 3.5. This initiative is sponsored by the Ladies of Merited Medicine, who are committed to supporting the next generation of healthcare leaders. We want to help you pursue your dreams of becoming a healthcare professional. Ooh, look at these scholarship amounts: 10,000, 5,000, $2,500. The eligibility criteria: accepted into a medical program, minimum GPA of 3.5, must be a minority student, must submit a 250 to 500 word essay addressing the criteria below. Okay, okay. Mission statement and goals: community outreach and involvement, leadership experience, financial challenges. Why should you receive this scholarship? I love this. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. Great website. Great, great website. Love that. Love it. Hey, Gail Francis. Thanks for joining. So, where are we at? Okay. So we know Quad. She said she's gonna make Quad secretary. So we go over to Quad's house. Quad and King are preparing to eat. I don't know if it was lunch or dinner. We don't know. King is complaining about the fork was too small. Baby, this is when I say this man is a complainer, this man is an habitual complainer. And they seem to be in a disagreement about everything. He asked Quad, you need a fork? She says, yes, I just don't want the small one. Quad says she feels that their relationship has shifted. It sounds like it's shifted. I believe Quad is now meeting King at his complaints. I really do. I feel like she's meeting him right where he is. She's catching on to the little complaints he has and is beginning to annoy her. We are women, and we all know the way things start annoying us and how our ball in our head start rolling and how we start treating people once we become annoyed. Anywho, moving on. Um, Quad tells King that Heavenly didn't come on the trip on the first day. And King says, I'm about to be done with this fish. Can we get to the good part? I want y'all to see what his plate looks like when he said that. This is the fish right here, y'all. Child. In fact, that's a better picture. That plate looks full. He says, can we get to the good part? Child, I don't know if she was annoying him or what, but this ninja has a plate full of food. Plate full of food and says, can we get to the good part? Child. Let me move over. Um, Susie says, question, do you think nothing of quad did you think nothing of quad about that secretary get coffee? Then what do you know? Many people that I know that are personal assistant, legal assistants, they make really good money. Yeah, I think Quad's point on them making her secretary was annoying to Quad because she's done a lot more than be a secretary. Last year she was counting the money, make sure they had met the quota. So I think that was an insult. I think if anybody should probably be a secretary, it should be Toya. Just being honest. She probably will be better at being a secretary than Quad. We saw Quad making sure that they met that quota last year. We saw her talking to um Phaedra to make sure that they got the money that they needed so that no one had to be out of anything. Child, yeah, Toya was all wrong for that. Making someone a secretary, that's not how you do. That's not even the Robert's rules of orders of business, child. That ain't even the basic rules. That ain't how you do none of that. Yeah, King been checked out. I truly believe King's checked out. Yeah, you're right, Riri. Toya tried it. She tried it, baby. She got to hand it to her. I agree with Quiet 100%. I do too. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I thought it was offensive, even though she was talking about their foundation. Thought it was even though she was talking about that. You mean the calling her the secretary? Is that what you're talking about? that you found offensive? Let me know, Susie, because I'm trying to. I want to make sure I understand what you're saying before I address it. Toya knows how to get under people's skin. She definitely does that, and she does it very well. She does it very, very well. So King tells her to get to the good part, even though he has food on his plate, his plate's full of food. He's just being a jerk. Quad said, "What would make it more exciting for you?" Then he says, "Did anything exciting happen?" I said in my notes, "Girl, just grab his plate, tell that ninja to get out and go put his plate in the trash. That's all you have to do." Quad tells King that she tells the ladies about her IVF journey. Excuse me. She said they were in the middle of an argument and she told them to stop. And King responds, "And then you started crying a river." And Quad said, "Probably an ocean." Baby, she is, when I say she done picked up to all of the negativity that he put down, and she meeting him there. She is meeting him there. She is meeting him there. Whether he checked that or not, she done picked up on the very fact that you trying to be funny. And she raising you 10. You giving her 5, she raising you 10, baby. She is meeting you there. You said King would have had that play on his head. He would have left us kingfish. Girl, I agree. I agree. Yes, can we get everybody to like the video? Please, please. I appreciate it. Please, I'm begging. Please like the video. Thank you. The secretary commented, and once again, Dr. Jackie should have put Crazy Toy in her place, and they should have voted on who was going to take that position. And I felt, yeah, I agree. Now, that right there, I agree with Susie. But I also agree that when you do a foundation, before, this is just, I know this because I have LLC. When you do a foundation or a LLC, which they follow in the same category, just one is different orders, you have to have officers, right? When you do officers, you sit down and you nominate who you think should be in the office, and then you vote on those officers. Two people do not decide on who the officers in the foundation is. Just not it. And without officers in a foundation, you cannot have a foundation. Just that's law. That's law. King would have been without any food. I'm telling you, I put in my notes, Toya, girl, grab that plate. I mean, Quad, grab that plate and tell that ninja to get out your house. Get out. Get. In fact, I would have gave him the foot on the way out. Get out of my house, boy. Um. Anyway, Quad tells him, "Yeah, I probably cried an ocean." King asks Quad, "Does she want to move forward and try again?" And she looks at him and girl, when I tell you she's disgusted with him, she done caught on to that bull swanky. And the very fact that you was down there talking to them men and being messy, baby, all of this is coming full play back to you, big boy. Big King is coming back. You a little messy. You got a little girl. You acting like Eugene. What did Contessa say about Eugene some seasons ago? Your husband is the definition of a big bitch. That's what she said. And that's exactly what King is acting like, right? And he acting like a bitch. Baby, I don't call you out your name. Your name is King. We'll call you King, whatever your name is. All right. Um, he asked her, "Do you want to move forward and try again?" And Quad said, "I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I need a break. I need to take a break." She said they need to pour into their relationship, and because they had started catering to the process instead of making sure that they were good first. I totally agree with that. Quad said everyone was supportive, and Quad asked King for a piece of his fish, and he said, "We will see." First, he told her, "Whenever I ask you about your food, you get upset." She said, "You just take your fork and dig in my plate." And Chad, I agree with that. I agree with that. I asked you politely, and you probably eating her food to begin with. Boy, go on. Anywho, we moving past these two. Let me get him off my screen because he done upset my blood pressure. The ladies gathered at Derek Blank Studios for the photo shoot. Dr. Heavily, Quad, Toya, and Contessa come out and be a part of the photo shoot. We see Heavily arrive first, then Contessa, then Toya, and last Quad. Contessa tells us the difference in Angel's line versus Dr. Jackie's line is Angel's line is more body contoured, and Dr. Jackie is like you could put on some heels, dress it up, or dress it down. And they're going to go from casual to scrubs. That is what the photo shoot is going to kind of encompass. Um, and as I said, the photo shoot looked like it was a lot of fun. It looked like it probably was fun. Toya wants to talk to the ladies about the Met Gala contributions. She said that they had came up with a number and that number is $2,500, the same as last year. Qua said, but we didn't get $2,500 for everybody last year. Who was it that didn't get $2,500? So we see Toya over there with her fan up in the air. Apparently she's having some seasoned flashes going on with her. You said this is the best scene to me, Riri. We right here, baby. This to me, they got down with the get down over here, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Um, she's got her fan, and she says, Toya apologizes that how she's acted for the past 3 years with her being difficult. And I put, what a shocker. What a shocker, girl. Qua said maybe they should do it just like she did them and stand off on this one and pick it up next year. Let you handle this, let you pay for it all, and they come back next year because they've been putting their money in and you ain't been putting nothing in for the last almost 3 years. I totally agree with that. Toya said now that she is the host, she recognizes how important it is for everyone to fall in line and work together. You know how things kind of turn around when when the buck is on you, when you got to handle all the issue, things are flipped around. So now we want to do things differently. Child, moving forward. Qua said in her confessional that last year, when Toya thought it was something for Dr. Jackie and Toya, when she thought it was the show was the Met Gala was for Dr. Jackie, that Toya didn't support it at all. She said it was fine when Toya didn't give in the for the Met Gala 1 and for Met Gala 2. So Quad is probably not going to give in Met Gala 3, baby. I was like, get a Quad, get her, gather her edges, baby. Quad said, I tried to tell you that last year, Toya. And Toya brushes her off and says, yeah, that was last year. But the thing is that Toya does not pay attention. She don't pay attention to nothing unless it got to do with Toya. I just showed y'all a whole example on that yacht, how she said they were ruining her cruise. That's what they're ruining my cruises. Her exact words. Toya's selfish. She don't pay attention. And she actually now wants everybody to chip in and help with this Met Gala, although these ladies have been paying for this Met Gala throughout the years that they've done it. Anyway, moving forward. Qua said in her confessional that last year when Toya thought it was something for Dr. J. Oh, I already said that. I'm sorry. Toya said she wanted to get larger partnerships and donations, so she started a foundation, and she's now the CFO, and Jackie is the CEO. Heavenly said, what is your position? Baby, now I was here for Heavenly chiming in because Heavenly done paid the cost. Because we know they say Heavenly don't have no issue writing checks to help these ladies. They've said that for years. The Heavenly don't have no issue with helping these ladies when it comes down to paying for things. Um, so she said, then what is your position again? And Toya said, I'm the CFO. Heavenly said, who put you in that position? And Toya responds, Jackie. Heavenly in her confessional said, come on, Jackie, please don't give her the checkbook. The bitch that can't pay her taxes can't afford her house. Baby, when I say heavily rolled down through, can't afford her house. Please don't give her the checkbook. Toya then tells Quad, I actually wanted you to be the secretary. Quad said, now wait a minute. Miss Quad is nobody's secretary. Dr. Heavenly said, I think this is kind of messed up. And this isn't how you do things. And I totally agree with that. Because if you follow again the Robert's Rules of Order, this is not how you do this. This is one time Heavenly was on top of game. I'm telling you, when it comes down to business, Heavenly be on top of business. I have a book over here for the Robert's Rules of Orders. I actually had to pull it out, baby, when it came down to one of the foundations I'm in. But we're gonna follow these rules or orders, or you're gonna get off this executive board. That's what you're gonna do. Now to tell them that in the meeting, we're gonna follow this. If y'all don't have a copy, I'll make copies and give it to you. But we're gonna follow these rules. All right. All right. Hey, Dr. Heavenly told Toya, since you aren't going to let me talk, I'm gonna go home. I have some other shit to do today. Then she turns to Jackie and says, thank you, Simone. when I tell you I got my good laugh in? Thank you, Simone, or whatever your name is, honey. And she storms off. I want y'all to watch this, okay? Because I did take a little screenshot of fair use. Some material in this video is used under U.S. Copyright Fair Use Section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, and news reporting and education. I'm sorry. And we're just doing some criticism and some commentary, baby, because this right here is hilarious.
Hell up. You can hold it, you can hold all you want to. I don't want no problems. I think that Toya's never ran a business before, and if she just purchased a house she can't afford. Toya just does not get it, and I don't.
Tori just does not get it. She just don't get it. What about you? And apparently she's never been on anything other than probably the PTA. But what do you not get about business that you just cannot decide who you want to be on a board? That's just not how that works.
She ever will. Jackie said you were so difficult to work with and very
I'm gonna rewind this. So Quad said if they weren't going to use the scarf, and the scarf, let me see if I can if I where I wrote that down. The ladies feel like Toya hasn't been involved, and how is she now going to come and take over the Met Gala like it's her own? Quad suggests that they hold a scarf, and whoever has the scarf can talk. So Dr. Heavenly does come back into the group. So this is what we're watching right now. It says Jackie, and she tells her, Jackie said you were so difficult to work with and very unprofessional. And let's watch it.
Jackie said you were so difficult to work with and very unprofessional.
Baby, look at Toya's face. Jackie said it. Jackie said that shit. I
did not. I did not. Did you not say no, no.
I gotta rewind this again. Wait a minute.
Professional. I did not say that. I did not. I did not. Did you not say no? Okay, no.
Jackie said it. Jackie said it. She mad at Heavenly for coming back and repeating, but I do believe Jackie said it.
Jackie. I mean, I don't understand how they so close. You can't tell Heavenly nothing because Jackie probably did say all that. She said that.
Wait a minute. Riri says, I can't believe Dr. Jackie allowed Toya to convince her to go along with that idea. Me either. Because Dr. Jackie knows better. Dr. Jackie owns a business. You have to have a board if you have an LLC or a foundation. And you have to create officers. And you don't just throw people in offices. You ask them, you nominate, and you vote. Girl, I am done. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. We ain't done.
You can't tell Heavenly nothing because Jackie probably did say all that. She said that. You didn't say you laughed at her. It was laughable. No, what was laughable?
You didn't say it was laughable. It tickled you. Now Jackie said what I said was laughable was that the amount was $2,500, same as it was last year. Girl, I've never tell everything y'all talked about.
It's a $2,500, and how it was the same amount of money last year. She didn't freaking pay it. Right, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so we're here this year. I got the thing. Nobody gave you the authority to have the thing. It's all right.
Step into that scarf now. Just say, forget this. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you have the coins, you can demand that you're going to treat me right or I ain't going to be a part of your mess. And that's what Heavenly on business right now. She's standing on business, and I don't blame her not one bit. She's standing on business, and Toya has not been there. She has not been a part of what they've been doing. And for her to come in and think she can take over is ludicrous. I understand. You set up the foundation. I understand you did the website. In fact, you didn't do the website. You paid somebody else to do the website. You just approve or disapprove what you like or don't like. But we know how, if you've ever done anything in business, you know how all of this runs. All right, let's move it on.
Are you trying to ruin this photo shoot? You can't
I
tell
like
Heavenly nothing because Jackie probably did say all that. She said that. You didn't say you laughed at her. It was laughable. No. What was laughable is the 2,500 and how it was the same amount of money last year. They should have freaking paid it. Right, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
And she didn't pay it. That's exactly what Jackie said. It was laughable because it was the same amount that it was last year, and you didn't pay it. Jackie said it. Jackie said it, baby. That was proof right there. Jackie said that Toya, let me see what she said. She was difficult to work with. She was unprofessional, and she laughed at her because it was laughable. Yes, and she probably didn't think this mess was gonna go through, but she let Toya have too much rain, and that Toya thinks she was running. Let let Tori bring some more wine. Yeah, let her bring some more wine, and then let's see how this Met Gala go with just that wine and nothing else. Nobody paying for a venue. They gonna have it at the local park. Child, moving on. Pretty Speak says, "Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not taking it back. There's always a dumb person with a smart person beside them who believes in them. This argument was avoidable. Definitely was avoidable. But baby, it was good TV. It was great TV. Um, let's see where was it? Girl after heavily threw that scarf down and went on in there and started putting her clothes on, got ready to go. Dr. Jackie said, "Where's Derek? Where's Derek?" Girl, Jackie went over there and started taking pictures. She went over there and started taking pictures. She said she has learned. They did a montage before when Dr. Jackie was taking those photos, those new photos, how those women was sitting out there arguing, and she put them all out. Baby, Jackie Jackie said it. She said it, and I'm gonna tell you this: Jackie should have owned it. Yeah, I said it. I said it because Toya needs to know that her mess stink just like everybody else's mess stink. She should have told her. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, that's what I said. Uh huh. I was laughing at you. I said you was very unprofessional. I said all that because we know that Toya can be very unprofessional. Dr. Heavily and Toya kept arguing. Next episode, we see Simone announces that they're giving the couples trip to Toya and Eugene. Baby, it's gonna be a mess. Always is. Every time Toya has to run the couples trip, they have an issue. Toya will actually go over and start a fight. Remember the biscuit? That was because Toya wanted to play a game, and Eugene was there, spoke up, and she told him, "Shut up, eat your biscuit." So I'm telling you, it's gonna be a problem. Uh, and then the look like they go to Jamaica. They start arguing in the van, and Heavenly says they'll be better off if Toya just apologized. And Eugene says they'll never apologize for that. And Dr. Damon says from the back of the van, I just don't want it to be no argument. That's all he said. I just don't want to be no argument. Riri says Dr. Jackie is shady. She set that up very well. Baby, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Baby, we talking about giggle, giggle, giggle. Uh, Miss AKA said Dr. Jackie is a snake. I don't think she's a snake. I think Dr. Jackie likes to play the middle. Didn't realize that she can't trust everybody to play the middle with her. Baby, you in the middle by yourself. You're in the middle by yourself. Be honest with these women and tell these women. Besides that, you always tell Dr. Heavenly. Tell Simone when she wrong. Tell Toya when she wrong. Because you tell certain people when they wrong, but you tell all of them when they wrong. It's not your job to be their boss, control their attitudes, fix whatever issues they got. But what can be your job is to tell, I said it. I said, baby, I said you were unprofessional. You was tacky and all the other things. And I laughed at it when you told me it was gonna be 2,500. I giggled when you told me it was gonna cost $2,500. In fact, I fell out giggling because it was laughable. And you're hard to work with, period. And I do believe that. I believe that Toy is hard to work with. I totally do. And we all know that this Met Gala was actually a vision of Dr. Jackie's. Baby, I wouldn't let Toy run nothing that was my vision into the ground. Woo, child. Woo, woo, child. You said, I think she be talking smack about everybody and act like she didn't say anything. You're probably right. It's okay. I'm agree with you on that one. I'm agree with you on that. I think she probably does do that. I got one more thing I want to show you guys, and then we're gonna get up out of here. We've been here an hour and 40 minutes. Where did the time go? And I still gotta do my notes for real, real Housewives of Potomac. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. Their reunion last night was boring. You know, it was on a different level of boring. A different level of boring. Let me share my screen over here with y'all so y'all can see what I'm looking at. I want y'all to see this, then we're gonna go to something else.
What? Okay. Who gives the best shade even if it's aimed at you? Quad. Okay. Who has the most to say in confessionals but goes quiet in group scenes? Dr. Mimi. Whose closet would you like to raid and whose closet would you like to contribute to? Not a soul on my show.
Even though we know Quad for the first few seasons only wore jeans and t-shirts, but now she talking about somebody else's closet. Baby girl, shut up.
Raid or contribute?
Dorit.
There you go. Dorit over there on Housewives of Beverly Hills.
My God.
Yes.
Dorit.
Who's always trying to keep the peace but secretly loves the drama? Jackie. Who's grown?
And there you have that. There you have that. Let's see, I got one more thing I want to show you, and then we're going to get on up out of here. There you have that. Oh, here it is. I found this lady on TikTok, y'all. I actually enjoy watching her. She is kind of like me. She enjoys Married to Medicine and reality TV. And the very fact that she posted about Married to Medicine, I agree with a lot of her views. But I want you just to listen to her to see if you maybe agree with some of her views. You know, TikToks are really small. I think it may be 2 minutes. You said this isn't the first time she's been accused of this. It's not. It's not. But I just think that she just be, I think Jackie be saying it, but she just don't want to be caught up. She don't want no drama. She just want to play it easy. Neutral, but talk that trash. Toya absolutely needs help with her bottom. She definitely does. Toya is not no dresser, child. In fact, she misses the mark a lot. All right, y'all ready? Let's go.
Talk Married to Medicine and whether or not who's a liar win. So I was able to get the exact moment where Simone was saying with forceful anger and grabbing her arm. You can see the dents in her arm from how she was grabbing her so tight. Moment where Simone.
Y'all, this is actually the photo I was talking about earlier where Heavenly never got her arm around Simone. Simone grabbed her arm before it got down. She caught it in midair, knocked it up or whatever.
Was saying with forceful anger and grabbing her arm. You can see the dents in her arm from how she was grabbing her so tight. So she did, in fact, grab and push off Dr. Heavenly when all Dr. Heavenly did was make a motion to go around her shoulder. And then she grabbed her arm and was like, don't touch me. I just want to start there. But now let's go through some things, okay? Because I am a Dr. Heavenly, Heavenly's Angel, Boopy Day Oneer, love Dr. Heavenly. The best show on Bravo is because of Dr. Heavenly's participation, believe it. Do I sound biased? Because I am. Check my page. We interview often. Yeah. Anyway, so this whole thing right here was already, there was already this energy from Dr. Simone so far, all of season 12, with Our Lady Dr. Heavenly as just a friend of, because she's running for Congress. By the way, go to drheavenlyforcongress.com and do what you can to support. So anyway, this season, I'm noticing a lot of interviews with the ladies of Married to Medicine, including an interview with Toya and Simone recently, as well as Dr. Heavenly. Let's take a look at all three and see what can be made of sense. Anyone who is a Dr. Heavenly fan, though, we know for a fact that Dr. Heavenly has always said from day one that her marriage is perfect, and that she's been saying that to speak life into it because no marriage is perfect. She said that for 11 years now. She has said the same thing, and that her family is not for sale. She's not willing to disrespect her husband, and she's not willing to use her family's issues for our entertainment for a check on this show. That's her hard line. Like I said, check my page, check our past interviews. That's one of the reasons I stand with Dr. Heavenly, because your family shouldn't be for sale for fame.
Quad does her thing. And when I mean does her thing, if Quad
This video between I'm sorry, Dr. Simone, Cecil, and Quad is an old video. It's probably about 3 or 4 seasons ago. But I want you guys to take a gander at it because it's going to actually agree with some of the myths that Simone and Toya do. We're not going to forget that these two women have been instrumental in getting rid of Mariah. They actually got together to try to get rid of Quad. These two ladies are forced to be reckoned with. Y'all can say what y'all want to about Heavenly, but Heavenly hasn't tried to get anybody fired off this show. She went along with these two because they convinced her that Quad needed to go. But the first person that went back and apologized was Heavenly. Let's listen.
Quad allows.
What is it?
The Quad allows herself to show her situation today. Shows her dating. Shows where she is today. Shows her moving forward. Trust me. This is me. This is me talking. This is in Bravo talk.
Susie, there was no one that called production. I don't know where y'all get that from. Y'all got that from over there, Queen Sheba. She was incorrect. Dr. Heavenly called into work and said, I'm not going on the cast trip. They asked her why. She said Simone was unhinged. She was this, she was that. She said in her 2 episodes ago, she said, I knew all of the things to say to get me out of coming on the trip. No one called HR. I don't know where y'all are getting that from, but that is incorrect. Dr. Heavenly has come out herself and said that was not true. What was said was that she didn't want to come on this cast trip. There was nothing that was done against Simone. Simone is one of those people that always been pushing the envelope. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. Simone and Toya have been very instrumental in trying to set the groundwork to get rid of cast members. We've seen it in front of our own eyes. Mariah, Simone and Toya and Simone were the two that were instrumental in getting rid of Mariah. If you don't believe me, go back and watch it. If you have Peacock, but Peacock got all the episodes on there. If you got Bravo TV app, they got all the old episodes on there. You can watch it. You said I never mentioned anything about HR. It was Simone that said that Heavenly could ruin her career with what she said. Child, and where do we get that from? Where do we get that from? Because nothing was said to Simone other than what was said to production, which was that she was unhinged. And she was acting unhinged. But this episode, if you watch this video, it's going to show you Simone acting unhinged.
This is a Purveyors of Pop talking. But if Quad shows where she is today, then I say Quad should be on the show. Because
she hasn't done that, and she only films with Heavenly.
Y'all talking some different shit. Y'all talking.
Cecil, get the fuck out of here with the flies. Cecil, you on some bullshit. Cecil, stop with the bullshit. Quad films with Heavenly only, and they only in.
So they called themselves. They were mad because they're mad at Quad because they say she wasn't giving them her life and she only films with Heavenly. This is the season that they tried to get Quad removed from the show and it didn't work. They're saying that, she only wants to show this and she only wants to film with this. And we all know Cecil likes Quad, but Cecil is telling the truth. You got two women here who have teamed up to get rid of anybody they think give them any kind of lip back. Simone has a personal vendetta with Quad that no one knows about but her. No one knows what her real issue is with Quad. And I think it's a little bit of jealousy, but let's move on.
That bullshit ass apartment, talking that bullshit. I don't want to hear that. So what I would keep it real. What I would keep it real. What I would say to you, Toya, is that that's not what he said. That's not what he said. If Quad is her, we've been giving for 2 vulnerable. Stop. If Quad is her authentic, vulnerable self.
So I just played that so that you could see firsthand that all the ladies of Married to Medicine.
You guys, give me 1 second. I got a call. I got to finish. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Let's go.
Get on social media and talk about the other ladies. It's not just Dr. Heavenly on her YouTube channel, because that was a clip from Instagram from the year that they tried to ice Quad out. So it's been going on. Everybody does it to everybody, but
I think what Heavenly is that she knows how to make things interesting. And I feel like that's how she looks at it. I don't think that's interesting, though, okay, that you're online dragging each of your castmates. I don't know anybody on any show that they have a full-time job dragging their castmates. Well, she is not a main one on this season, but she's got some things going on. Yes. It's interesting to me that this would be the season when she's, running for office, and then she's got drama, family drama with her son. It feels like this would be the time to be. And it should have been the time that she should be main cast. But Heavenly traditionally isn't really talking about what's going on behind those doors, those big wrought iron doors. She's keeping everything a secret, like, oh, life's so perfect and my marriage is so perfect. Anybody who's in a relationship,
I don't think I don't think Heavenly's pretending like her marriage and her life is perfect. She has told you over and over that her marriage and her life was not for sale.
know that your relationship is up and down daily.
okay, so you hear Simone being Delulu, unhinged about facts, verifiable facts. I mean, the eighth housewife can literally run this shit back, Simone. But, and don't forget, I already said that Dr. Heavenly.
Hold on, I want to respond to this. I mean, Quad has always had Cecil's support. That's a good thing to have within the group, but that's also a major trigger for Simone. It definitely, I agree with that. Pre speaks, and the reason why I say I agree with that, we see how Simone was willing to divorce Cecil because of Tammy, and Tammy was supposed to be some type of friend. Child, moving on.
For over a decade, has admitted that she claims perfect, but no relationship is.
I know what someone was going through, but whatever it was, it couldn't have been worse than, and it wasn't to me. To me, so when Simone got so mad about it being number one, I just be fucking around. I don't care.
Right. And I think people should know that about you too.
Yeah, I mean, Simone knows Simone was mad about what was ever going on in her life, and if I would have known, I don't see what she filmed. She told me a little bit, but I didn't know all of it. So when Simone snapped out, and I thought, we film it. So when I get ready to take a picture, because we're promoting Angel's Scrub Line, which we promote each other's stuff. I was like, let's take a picture. It's like, take a picture with you and Simone. I did. Get your motherfucking.
Case in point.
Get your motherfucking. She started screaming and she touched my arm like, bitch, don't touch me. Please don't touch me.
So there are the facts. These are verifiable facts. And another thing I don't really appreciate this season is the season that my fave, Dr. Heavenly, is running for Congress District 13 of Georgia to help the people, that these ladies, specifically Simone and Toya, the two issues for Married to Medicine, they helped get rid of Mariah. They've been trying to run amok ever since. Everybody has to come and kiss their ring. And whenever somebody don't feel like kissing their little butts, then they.
I totally agree with her. Totally. And why this year has Simone and Toya set their sights on digging in Heavenly's butt harder than ever, and they know she's running for an office. I mean, they really have.
Get their panties in a bunch and they do a campaign to go out and slander the lady's name, in my viewer opinion. But the pattern is established that Dr. Heavenly might say a lot, but she's not a liar. She's not a liar, but her and Toya are going around on interviews calling Dr. Heavenly untrustworthy. She's a liar. Like, they're totally trying to malign her character publicly while she's currently running for office. And I feel like that's some bitch shit. Some crabs in a bucket mentality for the day drinker and old yeller here. But let's get back to the facts.
I'm me, and I'm not comparing myself with anyone else. But my weaknesses are sometimes I get overwhelmed with trying to portray that I have it all together, and nobody does. Nobody does. And when you watch reality TV, you see a small portion. You get a small portion of us. You get probably the heightened portion times 10. And you look at relationships, you look at marriages, and the interesting thing is everybody pretty much goes through the same thing.
So, Curvies and Married to Medicine, Boopies, Dr. Heavenly's Angels, et al. That's my point. These ladies are bending the reality to try to make Dr. Heavenly worse than they are. When my point is, Dr. Heavenly just does what they do better. Everybody's dramatic, everybody's over the top, everybody talks trash, everybody does everything they need to do. But our girl, Dr. Heavenly, just does it better. And Simone the Yeller is just going to have to stay mad that she decided to share her family drama for fame and entertainment and couldn't put the genie back in the bottle. And the same thing with her little day drinking friend Toya. Mm-hmm. The wine drinker. Yeah, yeah. And are you a wino if you own your whole own wine company? Is that how that works? I don't know. I'm just talking. But yeah, and then so for Toya too, why is she so bitter and angry? And we need to come back and talk about her little interview that she did with Carlos King last week, where she's blaming her emasculating her husband in almost 20 years on Dr. Heavenly too. Everything is Dr. Heavenly's fault. That's what I'm saying. She's been the best thing on Bravo and specifically on this show because she's the only one that could carry this kind of load. All these other bitches be crashing out, lying, doing all kind of stuff. Our girl, Dr. Heavenly, is a real one, and she can dish it and she can take it. And you need to go if you can vote in District 13. Vote for our girl. Toya can't vote in that district, and neither can Simone. So whatever they say really won't affect, but they are trying very hard to besmirch the good Dr. Heavenly's name. In my opinion, allegedly and speculatively.
Shout out to that content creator. That was exactly what I was saying. Simone and Toya have gone on interview after interview after interview this season, this particular season, trying to dog out Heavenly, knowing that Heavenly's running for an office. It's nasty, it's disgusting, and it shouldn't be done. But girl, y'all like it, I love it. When Heavenly, because that's definitely not heavily, brought Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg back on that show to get back at Quad, and the way they treated that young girl without mentoring her. I don't have no respect for her great commentary. Here's the issue though with that. She did not bring them on that show to get back at Quad. Dr. Heavenly asked Sweet Tea to come on that show so that Quad could have a storyline. She didn't bring her back to get back at anybody. She brought him so Quad could come back and have a storyline. Child, we're gonna move right along. Thank you guys for joining the live today. I have enjoyed this. I enjoy Married to Medicine. I tell you, that's my show. I got a good cackle out of this episode. Baby, when they got down to the point where Dr. Heavenly said that Dr. Jackie said the choir was up, baby, I had me a good laugh because that was hilarious. That's the funniest thing I've seen this season yet. Because baby, that was funny. Anyway, you guys have a great evening. If no one told you today they love you, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye bye.